Good afternoon, everyone. Excuse me, this is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for January 27th, 2020, Monday, 3 p.m. Eastern. Picture yourself of simply in quiet. Imagine if we could, for a moment, that we could, and we can, stop paying attention to the endless chatter in your mind. Because what it does is it causes you to suffer endlessly. And we all know this, okay? I think, those on this call know this, but unfortunately the majority, I think they have a feeling about it, but I don't think they're in a knowing yet, is that the endless chatter in the mind causes each and every one of us to suffer endlessly. And this is why we decide to take the journey within. One of the main reasons to discover the God that we are, so that and moving into the now, so we can still the mind. Now, it may sound a little strange to some people, if stop paying attention to your endless chatter in your mind because it's causing you to suffer endlessly. I think if you just went up to somebody and said that it wouldn't register well with them. But it is a fact. It's the truth. And the being within us is an amazing enlightened being. So that's what we truly are, amazing enlightened beings. And of course we talk about when we're in physical form, we must first connect with the God within us, so that we can be the God that is within us as we walk around in these bodies, these spacesuits. And once that occurs, our enlightenment becomes permanent. So we stay in love. We don't go in it for 2 seconds or a minute and then leave it. And it's so different than when you're out and about and you're experiencing the life, the nature, the life, and you're experiencing it and you surrender into it. How much of us with the ego mind fight things? And I'm sure you've all experienced it, where you fight things. It's like you're in a war with yourself, a conflict, and the fear, and the not knowing, and the low confidence, and then I can't, no, I'm not gonna, and it's uncomfortable. And when it's uncomfortable, it means that the ego mind is pushing on the heart mind to withdraw. If you sat for a moment and you were able to zero in on the silence between your heartbeat, the silence between your heartbeat, so that's before the heart beats. There's a space of a moment in there that is silent. And this is one of the ways that we can focus in peace. And what is it, 1001? Okay? And in between there, before the heart beats, there's a silence. If we focus on that silence, be amazed on what takes place. So it is in about listening to your heart. Stop seeking the answers outside yourself and pay close attention to what your heart is saying. And it is in that silence between each heartbeat that you'll find the only thing that truly satisfies. And really listening, is a radical patience. And this is something that each and every one of us can do. It's up to us. Your heart speaks. And it is in that silence between each heartbeat that you will find the only thing that truly satisfies. Real listening is a radical patience. And clear your mind. Try it. Just try it for a while. Is to let go of everything and everyone. Everything and everyone. Free your mind of all thoughts, decisions, and desires, and releasing anything of past, present, or future. And this is where you will find an omnipotently powerful, unstoppable joy and freedom inside. And infinite, vast possibilities. Clearing the mind, focusing on that space between heartbeats. These are all things, actions, that we can determine or decide to do for ourselves that will bring us in more harmony, more peace, more balance. And to not be the general manager of the universe. And also to feel that you are always at the right place at the right time. And that you're always being taken care of and provided for by a highly intelligent, loving source in each new moment. And just for this moment, allow everything in your life to be exactly the way it is. And you can take a vacation from the world of worry and relax into your innermost paradise. And we deserve a break from this very busy mind. We take a deep breath and let yourself relax. And the more you can relax into your body, the easier it is to discover this intelligent universal energy. Conscious relaxation is truly amazing in that it allows your brain cells to open up and receive full access to the divine universal intelligence. This is where your greatest power and creativity is found. And, there's no efforting involved in relaxation. None. No effort. It's simply a conscious release of the mind and free falling into a harmonious connection with the moment, the now. And when you consciously let go of the tension you're holding onto in your body, you instantly increase your ability to retrieve the lost information you need to manifest money, relationship situations, and insights to create the life of your dreams. Every experience of tension can be used as fuel for the fire of your spiritual evolution and enlightenment. Every judgment, feeling of frustration, sadness, emotional resistance, or psychic defense acts like a springboard. Once released, that catapults you into a lighter dimension of consciousness. Now, this is the only reason why it shows up in your life. It's not to make your life more difficult. It's there to create the illusion of difficulty so that you focus on something higher. The magical moment when your attention is transcended, you discover this mystical symphony of light that exists everywhere. And we all know this. This game that we're in, this life, which is a game, is a game of boomerangs. Our thoughts, our deeds, our words, sooner or later return with astounding accuracy. Now, when we talk about conscious trust within ourselves, conscious awareness, and conscious confidence, and some people don't understand that the universe is conscious, it's intelligent, it's tuned into each and every one of us because it does not always give us what we think we need when we think we need it. And this is because it truly knows what we really need, each and every one of us, more than the ever so hungry, demanding ego. See, that's the separation. Understanding and having the knowing of what this ego is all about, the ego mind. When you release trying to control your mind, when you let your mind become quiet, your life and other people and this world, relaxation occurs. So, when you release trying to control your mind, your life, and other people, and this world, relaxation occurs. You know, I've said this several times. It isn't about anybody around you, outside of you. It's nothing about anybody, anything outside of you. It's everything, all things within you. So, the only time you can truly hear the universal guidance is when you can let go of this incessant control of your mind, your life, and people in this world. And it's pointing you towards your highest life mission and destination. When your hands are soft, relaxed, and open, they can receive a gift so much easier than they can with closed fists. So, we should give ourselves the gift of abundance and let ourselves trust in the power of relaxation. So when we trust in living in an open, relaxed body, it will soon become an extraordinary spiritual experience that transforms the rest of your life. And just for giggles, imagine that you're a child again, and you've had a great day playing outside all day with your friends. You're exhausted, and now you've come home. You come inside to eat and relax. You lay down on your bed, sink into the most warm, welcoming bosom of the greatest mother of your dreams. She is like an angel of the highest light and love in the universe, unconditionally loving every part of your mind and body. And let go of how you think this should look, and just feel yourself. Let go and relax into this soft, warm, healing embrace. Completely relax. Trust in this amazing love. There is a divine protection and a deep, intimate care for you here. Welcome these cozy feelings into your heart as deeply as you can. This can be a fun and easy practice just because it feels so good. It's good to know that this love is the healing heart of the divine intelligent universe, the God source, which is always available, which is always near. Just let go and surrender back into the womb of creation from which you came. This is where you will return to in the very end, back to the source of what and who you truly are. You can experience your highest dreams literally right in this now, right in this moment. you can experience when you let go is when everything floods in. Isn't that interesting, the clenched fist as opposed to the open hand? How many of us have clenched fists? How many of us are fighting ourselves every inch of the way? You know, and how many of us try to control everything? How many of us try to control everything? And where does that bring us? Where does that, what does it bring us to when we do that? See, we have this, and this is the fact of it. We lose ourselves as we become informed from external authority. We lose ourselves. Now, it is because of the fact that those who feel that they're doing the best they can or also have been, when they were children, babies and children, then they were taught by external authority, guided and, nurtured, hopefully, but not everybody. And so we literally create a world based upon what we are directed to believe. All right? We create a world based upon what we are directed to believe. Why do you think this world is the way it is right now? Because we were literally directed to believe, and we have created what we were directed to believe. So this is a good thing in the perspective of understanding that means that whatever I choose to believe is going to be, and that's exactly right. And the more and more of us who begin to choose what we desire to be, that we believe to be, will be. And you believe it, and it is. And you don't even give it a second thought. And you don't worry, stress, and fear. You aren't trying to control anything. You just let it go. Because you know, you have an innate, deep knowing of the God within you that it is to be. Because you believe it. And it is. Now, in this world that we've created, because we have created this world, all right? And in this world that we've created, we don't comprehend that we can. We don't. We believe that, you can't do this because it's impossible. This can't be because it never was. How can you have something be that never was? And this stuff goes on all the time. Have you ever felt like something, I won't say somebody, I'll say something like maybe your ego mind, maybe something has reins on you. You're restricted, your movement. And when you try to burst forward, you're held back. You ever felt that way? That you're just physically almost, you feel like you're being held back, because of fears and unknowns and stress, and because of how you've been directed to believe. This is all chattel. It has no purpose with us. And as we surrender on all fronts, and we stop trying to control our relationships, and we stop trying to guide this and do that, and then we go in to ourselves. And the only thing that really matters is the trueness that we discover of the gods that we truly are. That's it. Because everything else comes flooding in after your discovery of this and your embracing permanently of it. So the thing that keeps us at bay, so to speak, that keeps us from being free, not just feeling free, but actually being free, is how we've been directed to believe. So each and every one of us have the ability to just say, you know what? Just let it all go. It's not of interest. I fold into the God I am. I fold in as the God embraces me, nurtures me, protects me, loves me, provides for me, always. But we, because of how we've been directed to believe, usually flow in the opposite direction of that outside of ourselves. That's how it happens. That's how each and every one of us, one way, shape, form, or another, it all comes right back to how we've been directed to believe. That's how that's everything. That's why we're so externalized. That's why we have this innate feeling of control, that, I have to do this, and I've got to do this, and, I've got to control my wife, or I've got to control my husband. I've got to be able to do this. I've got to be able to do this. This has to happen this way. This has to happen that way. It can't happen the other way because I want it to happen this way. And this is constant for us. It's a never-ending game, and it's played by the ego mind on us. So you imagine if you're able to just surrender within yourself and let all this stuff go. You say to yourself, there's no way that I care to even engage in that energy, into that flow. And I'm not even, as far as being directed how to believe and all this other stuff, I'm going within. I'm letting go of all of this, every bit of it. And when we let go, and I'm not talking about, I'll let go for 10 minutes. I'll let go for 5 minutes. Because most of us can only let go for like 5-10 minutes, if that. Okay? Until something, catalyst, pulls us back into the same debris. So it is mastering. The mastering is gaining the knowledge of who and what we are. See? That's where our attention is. That's when everything opens up. And you imagine fighting the very thing, tooth and nail, that loves us? That we're constantly scraping and scrapping to go outside of ourselves? That we view everything from outside of ourselves? That we look for signs in the sky? Or, certain things take place and we go, wow, the man in the clouds did that. Or you've heard people say, God made me do it. You see how confused the civilization is. We are, at heart, benevolent beings and tranquil beings. We are, at heart, peaceful beings. And you see how things can be misconstrued from external perspectives to cause us to be directed to believe a certain way, and so it just continues to operate as the world it has been operating for thousands and thousands of years. Can you see and feel, more likely, feel it? Feel it. So this meditation is being directed on what to believe. Because we no longer can afford that anymore. Just because something that we believe is an authority telling us certain things, they're false. But because we believe and view that source is an authority, then we give away our peace, our tranquility, our benevolence. We give it away. So, first thing we want to do is go to a place where we're not going to be interrupted, and I'm sure most of us, or all of us, are. And the first is to relax our bodies. And I just went through that. Let everything go. Not through the ego mind, but through the heart mind. Ego mind will follow. And just through the heart mind, let it go. Let go the want, the need, the incessant give me, want, have. Let go of feeling that you need to oversee or control others. Just let it all fall off. Give your body the opportunity to move into total peace. And you surrender to the God within, you surrender to the universe, you surrender to everything. You don't get miffed at little things, you don't let things take you, a little spark takes you all the way down a beaten path. You just don't care to, because you're in total comfort, being embraced, nonstop, and you feel completely secure by letting it all go, surrendering everything. And in that moment before the heart beats, that silence, is where the love that you are is. It's the peace, the joy, the bliss, everything that everybody keeps looking for. If I do this, this will make me happy. Well, I'm going to go do this, and that'll make me happy. I'm going to go to this person and make them happy. Make them happy. If we cannot find the happiness within, how can we be happy with anything? For always. Till we relax the body. We surrender. This is a practice. That's why it's so many times repeated. So as we do this, the body responds and just relaxes naturally. And as that happens, we move into the now. The now is the past, the present, and the future. It's all in the now, the present, the moment. We don't care to go back like so many do and open the baggage door of our subconscious mind and grab all of the past experiences and drag them into our future to create a future based upon our past. Think about that. Creating a future based upon our past. And we surrender. We just let it go. I don't need to keep all this luggage. I can just throw it out. I don't need it. It served its purpose when I experienced these things. They're gone. They're over. They're done. I'm moving forward, experiencing new things. And as I experience, they too go by the wayside. And the now stills the ego mind. Ego mind is not an enemy. The ego mind, we are aware of what it is. It can never be satisfied. Its thirst can never be quenched. And it literally just runs roughshod over us. So when we know that, and we know through the heart mind, we can oversee the ego mind, and eventuality, in the long term, the ego mind becomes not even a whisper. So as we still the mind, we still the chatter, that incessant chatter. We surrender. We let it all go. We find that space between our heartbeats. We focus on that silence. Just before the heart beats. Thump, thump, thump. There's the silence. Peace. And as we have relaxed the body and we moved into the now, we want to breathe. We want to breath in through our noses and breath out through our mouth. We take a really nice, comfortable breath in through the nose, and we hold it for 3 seconds. I am light, I am love, I am light, I am. I am love, I am light, I am. I am love, I am light, I am. That's the 3 seconds. We hold the breath. By holding the breath, we focus on the now. It keeps us focused on the now. And then we breath out very easily out the mouth. I want to do this at least 6 times while I'm talking. Now, as we breath in divine positive energy. It is constant. It is from the collective consciousness of this planet Earth, Gaia, and then collective consciousness of the universe, and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever. Source creation. And it comes in through the heart-mind. From the God within to the heart-mind. Never comes in through the ego-mind, it comes in through the heart-mind. Understand, the heart-mind is much more powerful than the ego-mind. Because the ego controls the mind. Why do you think we have so many thoughts being thrown at us 24/7? So, the divine positive energy from source of that which created us, out of pure divine, deep, eternal love, we have been directed on how to believe. Now, the knowing of this is the power that we are, and that we surrender and let it go. All that you have been directed to believe, you surrender. You let it go. All of it. You don't revisit it. You are new. You are within the God, the kingdom of God, deep inside of you. Therefore, you are needing nothing. You have it all. This is why when we do surrender, and we have the confidence without the ego, and we are at peace with ourselves, this is when everything floods to us. Because we're no longer fighting upstream. We're no longer fighting ourselves. We let it go. We surrender. When you do that, you will, without a doubt, fully understand, comprehend, and feel the God that you are and the power that you are. And all the things that you have been directed to believe shall melt away permanently. And you literally will create what you desire. You will create what you desire, instead of being directed what to believe. Now, as we breath out, we're breathing out. It is a tug of war with ourselves, because all we know is what we've been directed to know. All we know is what we've been directed to believe. There's no variance, because it is so precise, direct, and constant, over and over and over again. And since we have embraced for so long a bicameral mentality, where we feel that we need to be led, we need to be governed, we need to have others think for us, see, then we have been directed on what to believe. And we surrender that. We no longer fight with it. We just no longer engage it. We just let it go. And this is when everything will truly start to switch, transform, and come flowing in. Because we are in a fifth dimensional frequency. It's not some big whoop-de-doo. It is the collective consciousness moving into a higher and higher frequency of deep, eternal love, constant. Eternal, constant. But knowing this, knowing these things, and surrendering them, surrendering to the God within, surrendering to the love that we are, surrendering to the abundance that we are. Now, we have many with us always, and we are with the heart mind, we are with our God, and we have surrendered, and we will no longer be directed from external authority on what to believe. And just like the archangels, there are trillions of them, the seraphim, the cherubim, and the archetypes, and all of them, they're a civilization that vibrates at a higher frequency. And they've been with us since the beginning. And they're with us right now. And their frequency is of the high, that they are of the highest, deepest, eternal love, from the highest, deepest, eternal love, and the deepest of gratitudes. And thousands surround us at any given point in time. We see them. We see them in humanoid form at times. We interact with them. Other times we feel them. We sense them. And then we have the Ascended Masters, Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Sananda Jesus, El Morya, Abundantia, Pel, Thoth, and many, many, many more. They have been around for eternities. They have ascended out of their body, their physical form, and maintained their God form. We are Ascended Masters. We've ascended into body form to experience. They've done that many times. We've done it many times. The difference is that we have not become fully conscious of it. They, and their frequency is of the highest, deepest, eternal love, from the highest, deepest, eternal love, the highest and deepest gratitudes. We're all together right now, in this present moment. So, arm in arm, hand in hand, we form a circle of light, a halo, around this planet Earth, Gaia, its equator. And as we do this, we are in a brilliant light. We are of the brilliant light within us, which is basically everywhere. And it is so brilliant that with our physical eyes, we cannot gaze upon it because it is so bright, and it literally dims the darkness of sacredness of space. It grays it out. And there are universes that are the opposite of this one. In other words, there's no darkness of space. There is only brightness of space. There is only light. These are in the much higher frequencies. So, as we begin to levitate ourselves up above the planet's encased on and above and below in a perfect field of protective frequencies, current. And we are as well. In a sense, we are all vibrating at a high, deep, eternal uplight frequency. Our doors are protected. We are protected. We do not entertain the lower frequencies of hate, greed, manipulation, deception, revenge, none of that. Only if we do step up based upon our own decisions, then we fling those doors open and welcome any form of low frequency. So as we begin to levitate and float up, arm in arm, hand in hand, we call out, obviously, to all of the other source creations, all of our brothers and sisters, all the other parts of us, all of the light energy beings, and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. Only those who are of the highest, deepest, eternal love, from the highest, deepest, eternal love, can join us in this meditation, in this now, in this circle of light. They're in full compassion and non-judgment. Non-negativity, non-ego. Stillness of mind. Bliss. and humbleness, tranquility and benevolence. And they come in the Gugaplexes, in the billions of Gugaplexes, arm in arm, hand in hand. They join us in this meditation, this now in this circle of light. And a Gugaplex one will fill this universe. Their gods with our gods with theirs. They are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes. We are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes. We are all one. And we are all love, and our God-light energy is absolutely everywhere. We call upon the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, Agartha, beneath earth. There are many civilizations, and only those who are of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love can join us in this meditation, in this now, in this circle of light. There's full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity and humbleness, peace, joy, bliss, tranquility and benevolence. And they come in the billions, arm in arm, hand in hand. They join us in this now, in this circle of light, in this meditation. Their gods with our gods with theirs. They are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes. We are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes. And we are all one. And we are all love. And our God-light energy is absolutely everywhere. We call upon the galactics, the off-worlders, just to name a few, the Arcturians, the Andromedans, the Pleiadians, the Sirians, and many, many, many more. And only those who vibrate at the high frequency of the highest of deepest eternal love from the highest, deepest eternal love and the highest of deepest gratitudes can join us in this meditation, in this now, in this circle of light. They're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, peace, joy, tranquility, benevolence. And they come in the billions, arm in arm, hand in hand. They join us in this now, in this meditation, this circle of light. They have been assisting us in our evolution, in our enlightenment, in our ascension, and freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and slavery. They are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes. We are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes. And we are all one. And we are all love. And our God-light energy is absolutely everywhere. We call upon our loved ones, those who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we've inhabited. Only those who are of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love and the highest of deepest gratitudes can join us in this meditation, in this now, in this circle of light. They're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, peace, bliss, joy, tranquility, and benevolence. And they come arm in arm, hand in hand. They join us in this now, in this circle of light, in this meditation. Their gods with our gods with theirs. They are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes. We are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes. And we are all one, and we are all love, and our God-light energy is absolutely everywhere. We call upon all of the light energy beings who have decided to be housed in the following forms on and above and below this planet Earth, Gaia, in this now, in this meditation, in this circle of light. The fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trees, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, the mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, the pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, the minotaur, and many, many, many more. And only those who are of the highest, deepest, eternal love, from the highest, deepest, eternal love, and the highest and deepest gratitudes, can join us in this meditation, in this now, in this circle of light. They're in full compassion and non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity and humbleness, peace, joy, bliss, tranquility, and benevolence. And they come in shapes, sizes, forms, configurations, colors, in the trillions of which we have never laid eyes on before. Arm in arm, hand in hand, they join us in this now, in this circle of light, in this meditation. Their gods with our gods with theirs. They are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes. We are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes. And we are all one, and we are all love. And our God-light energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever. Lifting the very fabric of creation into the highest of highest high frequencies of deep eternal love, peace, bliss, joy, and abundance. We look up and we see our meditative sphere. It's at center circle. It houses all of our meditations in perpetual motions. We created this sphere. It can be seen, heard, and felt, and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever. It holds all of our meditations, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them, in perpetual motion. It floods us, saturates us with a knowing, a bliss, a peace, a tranquility, a benevolence, a non-ego, a non-negativity, a non-judgment, a stillness of mind, a surrendering to the gods that we are, a surrendering to all external authorities, a letting go, a no longer allowing ourselves to be directed into believing what we believe. The deep eternal love is embracing us, nurturing us, protecting us, cleansing us, strengthening us. It is constant. It is eternal. We look down upon this planet Earth, Gaia. We see all of our brothers and sisters, all life, on and above and below this planet Earth, Gaia. They too are being constantly flooded, nurtured, embraced. And they too are finding the God within them. And they too are surrendering and will no longer be directed on what they believe. They will surrender in their own choice, in their own decision. We all surrender. Our frequency increases, advances. Our world lifts and ascends. And the God planet is born. And we no longer are directed on what to believe. I join in the meditation and return to close us out. determine for yourself is not what you are directed to believe. It's an okay thing, right? It is something that we are lifting ourselves away and out of as we surrender in a fifth dimensional frequency. It doesn't exist. You no longer are going to be directed on what to believe. So that means that everything is possible. In this 5 density, everything is possible, not impossible. And as we continue, because it doesn't stop just with 5th density, as we continue to choose, each and every one of us, to enlighten and to move more in enlightenment, which therefore increases our vibrational frequency, and we stay more and more in deep eternal love, there's no limit to where we choose to be and what we choose to believe. So take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening, into the night, and into the following morning. And remember that space before the heart beats, that little brief area. See what happens when you just focus on that space, that little space before the heart beats, in between heartbeats. We will have a TFCC Wednesday, this coming Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern on this line. You can find directions for that on weareonelightforall.net website. And we will return here Tuesday, January 28th, 2020, 3 p.m. Eastern.